A Significant Loss: The Story of My Miscarriage. Published in 2014. Written by Endrene Shepherd. In December of last year, I discovered I was pregnant. I was thrilled. Dave was thrilled. We hadn't been trying for very long. We knew we wanted to have a baby together. We knew that there was no such thing as a perfect time, and after 4.5 years together, now is as good a time as any, right? We told our parents as a Christmas surprise. I told a few other close friends. Being pregnant made me feel nervous, powerful, mysterious, womanly, alive. When I wasn't at work, I'd curl up on the Papa San chair and write to the baby in a leather journal I had saved for a special experience. I had an app on my phone that gave me weekly updates on the baby's status. I happily told Dave everything I learned. It's as big as a grape. Cool. My mom marked off stuff in the Sears catalog that she thought we might want for the baby. I felt determined that we could get most of what we needed from Craigslist. No point in buying things new if we would only use some of them for a few months. At work, I filled post-its with baby names. I had one day when I felt fluey, but otherwise I was healthy. I felt buoyed by my secret. A baby was coming. Dave laid his head on my tummy and said, "Hi, baby." It was all so beautiful. I was looking forward to the end of the first trimester. "You've got to have a shot. It's your birthday." Oh, a shot of alcohol. I thought she meant like a vaccination. I'm on antibiotics. Oh, too bad. I was getting tired of lying about why I couldn't drink alcohol or eat sushi or smoke salmon or rare steak. I couldn't easily explain why I was suddenly allergic to my own cats or why I was so daydreamy. A week shy of the end of the first trimester, I told all of my coworkers. I was really pleased by how supportive and enthusiastic everyone was. She had already guessed, oh, one female colleague, the very next day. "I don't want to wake up." In the toilet, she reaches for the toilet paper. "Dave, Dave! I think I need to go to the hospital. There's blood. It could be nothing, but I don't know." We went to the ER. "We've got you booked for an ultrasound at around 10 a.m." I was nervous and cold. I was thankful that at least the emergency room wasn't busy and I got my own room with a door. It was comforting to have Dave stay by my side and the nurses were kind. I tried hard to stay positive. "I brought you a warm blanket." "Thank you." Wrapped in blankets, I was wheeled down to the ultrasound room. The ultrasound tech's face was impassive. She hardly spoke. "The doctor will have a look and then share the results with you." Now, if the ultrasound tech doesn't say anything, then definitely something is wrong. If they say, they will call the doctor. I was wheeled back to the room. She didn't show me the baby, not a very good sign. Still, I was hopeful, but not optimistic. The doctor finally arrived. So I had a look at the ultrasound and it appears that you're having a spontaneous abortion. Blah, 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 blah. I heard all I needed to hear. At 8.5 to 9 weeks, the baby stopped developing. It wasn't moving. Dead. The baby was dead. The obstetrician came in. She was warm and kind. She offered three options to me: A. Drugs to induce clearing of the womb. B. A DNC to clear my womb. That is DNC, surgical abortion, dilation and curettage. Go home and allow my body to complete the miscarriage naturally. Natural is better, right? Well, it was horrifying that night. Oh, it was a real horror show. Painful, bloody, and terrifying. I tried to breathe and stay as calm as possible. I wasn't expecting the balloon pop feeling of my water breaking or the waves of contractions. Dave stayed with me the whole time. It was awful for him too, but his calm strength meant everything. After the worst parts were over, I looked at the mess on the bath mat. I wanted to see the baby, but there was nothing recognizable. So I flushed it down the toilet and we went back to bed. At first, I thought that I would be okay right away. I thought I could just go back to work and get on with my life. I was wrong. I felt so empty. So many things could trigger my anguish. Babies on TV, too much sympathy, baby books, the doctor's office, baby clothes, most magazines, baby sections in stores, baby toys, maternity clothing, babies themselves, diaper commercials, flowers, hugs, hearing a baby cry, baby related emails and advertising, worried looks, my family's grief, not enough sympathy, pregnancy and birth announcements on Facebook, news stories about young children dying. I posted a vague status update on FB, Facebook, asking for kind thoughts as I went through a hard time. I told the inner circle and a few kind and curious souls what was happening. As I opened up to others, they opened up to me. It turned out that I had joined one of the planet's most miserable and mostly secret societies. Talking to women, almost every one of them with a child had had at least one miscarriage. Miscarriage isn't normally one of those things introduced as a conversational topic. I lost 3 babies before my son was born. I still have the ultrasound. I've had 5, it never got easier. I didn't even know I was pregnant. I was 5 months along, so I thought I was safe. I named them both. Talking about it eased my sense of isolation. 2 months later, I was still bleeding and I had to return to the ER for an emergency DNC. They removed, quote, calcified products of conception from my uterus. Oh, end quote. It stopped the bleeding, but the grief continued. I stopped looking after myself. I stopped going out and I stopped listening to the news. Is this divine retribution? What did I do wrong? I should probably shower sometime. Maybe tomorrow. This has to be my fault. Did I kill my baby? I know there's a reason for everything, but am I too old? What if I can't have children? I'll have to get I'll have to see if I can get the deadline on the job pushed back. Was it those beers I had before I knew I was pregnant? Or the smoked salmon? Maybe there were some chromosomal abnormalities. Why did my baby die? By the time spring came around, my perspective had begun to shift. Although all of the blossoming of new life sometimes seemed like a mockery of my personal tragedy, it was also the most vivid, beautiful, hopeful spring ever. It's almost been a year now, and I mostly feel okay. I can talk about this experience without bursting into tears most days. I'm not pregnant again, even though that's the advice that well meaning people generally give. I'll always be sad to have lost that baby, that specific baby. I'm not in a hurry to replace him. I'd still like to have kids, but it's okay if it's not in the cards. Who knows, right? I'll be okay. All you need is love. The end.